And we live.
We are live.
Oh,
Coming from, New York, Jacksonville. Are you in Miami today, Julio? And Miami.
Yep.
Wow. Get that. All the
Yes.
Latinos.
My name is Julio Viera. I'm from Ponce, Puerto Rico, and I'm the regional corporate chef for Flick Independent Schools in the southeast.
sure. I'm Gustavo Calderon. I am born in Texas, but I grew up in Mexico all my life. And I am the corporate regional chef for Flick in Florida.
Okay, I'm Rolando Rivera. I'm from New York. I'm Puerto Rican, New York Rican, they call it over here. And I've been in Flick for almost, I could say 26 years already. And I'm one of the Flick executive chefs. I'm in Mutual of America.
Great. Thank you. And I'll just introduce myself. Why not, right? Elsie LaCourte. I'm a regional marketing manager. And fun fact, my dad, Julio, is from Ponce. And
Cool.
my mom is from Santo Domingo. So
Hey,
I am
yeah, the both worlds.
Dominican.
There
I'm
you go.
everything. I'm both.
What language do you speak in the kitchen? At home, you speak what language in the kitchen? And then at work, what language? Do you speak Spanish, Spanglish, English, both? What language do you speak in the kitchen?
Well, at work, I do both. Yeah, because I got some people that don't speak English that are Latin, so I got to explain to them. So I do both. And at home, I just speak English. My kids are all New York Ricans, so it's a shame, but they don't speak Spanish. So
Ah, it's okay.
yeah, they're all Americanized. So that's it. They only speak English. They understand when you talk to them, but their words will come out like Spanglish. So when
Huh?
they speak,
Spanglish
so
works. That
there you go.
works. That works.
Yeah.
Julio, what about you?
In Miami, so it's more Spanish than English, but
First,
overall it's Spanglish.
A lot of
But I
Spanglish.
mean, Gustavo, you know how the kitchens run down here. It's
Uh-huh.
so
so
Hispanic.
Yep.
It's a
yeah,
lot of Hispanic speaker, but I would say Spanglish more than anything. In
Yeah.
work, Spanish.
Hmm.
me, I do in my house Spanish. We don't speak English at all, unless there's a guest or we're not or to you don't want to be rude, anyways. But
Exactly.
the kitchen the kitchen, yeah, like Chef Julio. Spanglish here in Jacksonville, a little bit more English, but definitely South Florida, you mix and match. Even with the managers, when I got
Mm-hmm.
Jen and the girls down there, we speak both, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Miami vibe is mix some words with Spanish, and you want to curse, you can curse better in Spanish.
There you go.
You just flow.
You
I
do.
There
like
Yeah.
you
talking
go.
Spanish and English with people that you can combine it and they really understand you so
Right.
well,
Yes.
Yeah.
flowing like that.
Yeah, I speak Spanglish all the time. Sometimes I forget that I'm speaking
Mhm.
to someone that doesn't speak Spanish because I speak to my mother in Spanglish because the English comes out, I'm speaking to her in Spanish. So I do both. So I understand. And Julio, we talked the other day. We were like going back and
Yep.
forth, and it was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
Spanglish happening here. So yeah. So I have the last question, and I'll start with you, Julio. What's something you wish people would know about your culture?
Wow. What I would like to people to know about my culture, that we are workers, that when we put, when we in the kitchen, especially, that we go 100%. And I don't think that's just a Puerto Rican thing. I think that's a Hispanic thing overall. I think that when we're in the kitchens, we live it, we love it, we enjoy it. So when we talk about the culture, I think that we run a big part of the industry,
Yes.
and that will be my thing that the people that I would like that the people to understand about my culture.
Yeah, that's great. Gustavo?
Well, food wise, I would say I would like people to know, obviously, that there's no sour cream and cheddar cheese in the tacos. Okay. But there's enough people
Tell them
doing
that's Tex-Mex.
there's a lot of chefs out there that they're speaking, by example right now, and the Mexican food is growing more and more as far as cultural here in the States, which people come and challenge you. People come with the traditional dishes now, and they ask you about it, and you really that they never expect. So that's a good thing.
Mhm.
And professional wise, I would say that yeah, I mean we're such a hard workers. We make a difference. Every time I see a Latino in the kitchen, I get excited. First of all, I ask them where they from, and from there, I mean, I try to groom whoever I can, because there's plenty of talent in the company, and that's one of my biggest goals to make sure we're here. We don't only make noise because I would say like probably the 80 to 70% of the workforce in the kitchen in Flick is Latin American people. So I think that's it's on our end to push and inspire them. So definitely I would say to keep pushing the needle to the Latin cultures, and to keep grooming talent, because we have plenty of it, plenty of talent.
Exactly. That's the key word, grooming them. So just because they're Spanglish and they don't speak that much English or they can't pronounce something, if the chefs mentor them, believe me, they'll take them a long way. I've mentored a lot of prep cooks, and now they're chefs in the company and that, and they always come back and say, thank you, Orlando, because they just need that little push and drive. And for somebody to open that door, once that door gets open for them, that's it. They'll go a long way and they'll do anything. They work very hard, and that's the Latin culture. That's why I say Latin rules.
Yes, I like that. It's a
There
new
you go.
hashtag. Latin
Exactly.
rules. Flick Latin rules.
There you go.
So I'm gonna go through some fun rapid questions, and I'll start with you, Julio, then Rolando, de Gustavo. So you let me know. Julio, frijoles o habichuelas?
Hold on. All right. What you said again?
Frijoles o habichuelas?
Habichuela full, siempre.
Siempre.
Siempre habichuela.
Yep.
I'm sorry,
Habichuela.
Rolando.
Gustavo. I'm sorry, Gustavo.
Gustavo.
Frijoles, apréndase, frijoles.
Frijoles es Gustavo.
Frijoles. Um, I only know, yo nada más sabía lo que eran los frijoles porque when I was young, my mom used to watch a lot of novelas, and the novelas are always like Venezuelan or Mexican, they weren't Dominican or there were few Puerto Rican later, but that's how I learned what frijoles were. I used to be like, what? What is, I know habichuelas. That's what I know, habichuelas. So,
And
Julio,
my
go ahead.
family in Colombia, they call them frijoles, and they say, I say, what are you talking about? Yeah, the frijoles. I'm like, it's frijoles. She's like, well, I was like, why do you guys change the pronunciation? It's frijoles. She's like, the fact that you're from Mexico doesn't mean that we don't have our own thing in Colombia. I say, whatever.
Ah,
She got you there.
that's funny. Okay, one. So, Julio, I'll start with you again. ¿Con o pegado?
Pegado.
Mhm.
Pegado.
Pegado.
Rolando.
Pegado.
Yep.
Gustavo.
We don't have it, but I've learned pegado 100%.
Pegado.
Para ti sería costra,
Costra,
right?
Roasted.
Con queso.
pero claro, por el queso, pero el arroz en México, por ejemplo, si tú lo das pegado, la gente no se lo come.
Yeah,
Pero,
No.
they think you burned it. No?
yeah,
In my family, that's another part in the table.
Exactly.
After
Everybody
you
waits for
serve,
that part.
they
for
go
me,
back with like, okay, you want pegado now?
Con la
I got
habichuela.
Yeah.
Put some habichuela over there. Forget about it. Mm-hmm.
I work in Orlando. My Sexu, my banquet chef, they're all Puerto Ricans. And like they say, like, here, this is what I never forget. After that, man, I love the pegado, and everywhere I go, pegado, and the Colombians, they have pegado too.
Yeah.
Everybody has it now.
Yeah.
Yes,
for-
yes. Okay. And one more. Julio, merengue o salsa?
Salsa.
Salsa.
You know what? It's funny. That's a tricky question right there, because we are next to Dominican Republic, and that's just
Bachata.
like
You
I
like
would
bachata
say.
too?
I would no bachata. I don't. No bachata for me.
No, no
But I would
bachata?
say I do a set of salsa and then a set of merengue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One and one. That's a party
Yeah.
right there.
That
That's a
sure
good
is.
party. That's a good party.
And Rolando, merengue,
Oh yeah,
salsa,
it's all three and bachata. I love all three,
and
but I like
bachata.
salsa more.
Yeah.
But it's all three. I love all three. I blast the music on all three of them. I even have my kitchen with the radio on with that. I think when the corporates just come in, they just look at me like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "That's hey, they're working. As long as they're working, it's okay."
Yeah,
They're
future
moving.
There you
in the
go. It's making them happy and they're working. That's it.
Yeah. And you, Gustavo? Salsa, merengue, or both?
I got a hold on this one. So Mexico, you don't really see that. You see cumbias,
Oh, yep. Mhm.
Yes.
but again, let me go back. My wife is from Cali, Colombia, and I love. I mean, I'm sorry, but I love salsa. I can dance salsa.
You go, yep.
It's amazing. I love it. I love salsa. Definitely,
I
See, salsa
love
wins.
salsa.
salsa
Salsa
wins.
wins. I love salsa. I dance a lot of salsa with my dad and a lot of merengue with my grandfather who's Dominican. He's the one that taught me how to dance
Mhm.
bachata, merengue. My dad taught me salsa. So there's a lot of dancing growing up. Um, Next one is I'll start with you, Gustavo. Bizcocho o pastel?
Pastel, pastel.
Pastel. Rolando,
It's bizcocho.
Julio,
Bizcocho.
Mhm.
bizcocho. Yeah, that was one that I had to get used to because pastel for me and the Puerto Rican side and Dominican side is
Favorite.
pasteles that we make
Uh-huh.
for the holidays. So I used to be like, what? They're having pastel as a dessert? What? I don't understand. But yeah, that's pretty interesting.
That's another
Um,
dish they got to get into the company. Pastel. Nobody really makes them. I made them the other day here, but it's a little bit of work, but that's another good dish that especially the yuca one.
Oh, I love the yuca one. That's such a
Mm.
labor intensive dish to make, right?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
it's a good dish to make with your team and everybody's
Yeah.
together and you're mixing everything and putting, I mean, we used to do it for the holidays too. We used
The
to do
pastel,
that a lot.
is that
Mhm.
kind of like a tamales type of thing?
It's
Yeah,
very
it's something
close to
like that. It's
tamales, yeah.
Some kind of version, right?
same labor work, same thing.
A
It's
lot of
about this,
work.
but the only thing we tie it up. We
Yeah, you
tie the
guys
banana
wrap
leaf
it.
up.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
The tamales are wrapped and the
Mhm.
plateles are tied up with the hoja, the leaf.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay.
I have to, and the achote, right? You put the little achote
Yep.
on there. I
You got
know.
it. You got it.
A little something, a little something. Plátano guineo.
Do both.
Both?
I will do both because I do mofongo too sometimes with guineo verde,
Mhm.
and it's more creamy.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I will do both.
So what do you do? You lo guayat? Lo
No, if
pone
I
a
do
olla.
them, no, if I do mofongo with it,
Mhm.
I just do the same steps, but with
Okay.
guineo instead of plátano.
I
I
gotta
will do
try it.
both.
I gotta see if it comes
Yeah.
out. Okay. See, something new. That's good.
Sharing recipes.
There you go.
Gustavo, which one do you like? Plátano guineo, both, or?
I, I like both. I like both too. And then the thing is, in Mexico, you would not find. They don't call it guineo. The guineo is the plátano for us in Mexico. So there's especially it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
If you go to the south, they use the maduro. They use like
Hmm.
especially like in the Gulf Coast,
Sweet
like
one. Yep.
they use the sweet one. Down like if you go down to Cancun area, they use the maduro as well. But like the green one, you don't really see it at all. You probably like really is not a big thing there. But I mean, here with all my cultural attaché that I've learned here in the States, I love both, and I
Hmm.
You
use
like you like patacones. That's what you like.
That batagón.
The Colombian ones.
Those are good. Those are good. But yeah, that's why I said plátano guineo because I know people call plátano o guineo versus vice versa. So yeah, that one's always fun.
No, and
Um,
they also have the third one, a rulo.
rulo. I
Really?
El chiquito, a green banana, the little ones.
the little one.
Santo
Yeah.
Domingo uses them a lot. The little
Huh.
Yeah.
green ones.
and,
Yeah.
and it's and it's funny because whenever I was working and in the kitchen, like you have all different nationalities,
Hmm.
and plátano and they give you the green one. I said, this is not plátano. This is, that, and it's like, that's what, what are you talking about? Guineo is the yellow one. I'm like,
Yep.
I Guineo.
Yeah.
That's so true.
And the last one is novelas or películas. What do you guys? Anybody watch novelas anymore?
Netflix.
Netflix.
Netflix. Yep,
Netflix.
exactly.
Well, I grew up with the novelas with my grandma. I was watching all, like, when I was growing up. So it was between the cooking and watching the novelas. That was the whole ritual. So, and I grew up with her. But I mean, right now I never watch any more novelas. It's just movies.
Me too. When I was younger, the last one I seen was when my mother was alive. Was Marimal. You remember that one? Or
Yes.
Yes,
Wheat, or the
yes,
other one, Huicho Dominguez, the millionaire, the one that
yes.
one, that was, that was. You see how far back? That was a.
El Camino.
Those are the last two that I watched.
It was.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I watched a lot of it because back in the days,
Oh, you cut out
you
Julio a little bit.
watch what it was in TV, and that's in my history. What?
You cut out a little bit. You say you used to watch a lot of novelas before?
Oh, with my mom, yeah. All of them that he said, Maria del Barrio, like all these Mexican movies, you
Talia did a
name
lot
it.
of them.
Like after the news, go novela from 7 to 10. That's
That's
it.
Primer
It was
Impacto.
nothing
You
else.
watch
Yep.
Primer
Yeah,
Impacto
you
and then the
watch the
novela
news and
started.
then that's it. It's no go to your room and watch TV. It was only one TV in the house.
That
Yep.
was
And
So
then
it.
10
yes,
o'clock, right to bed.
there you go.
Yeah. So fun fact is I still watch novelas, but it's only because when my mom comes here, I have to record it for her because she watches like 7 because now she could watch a lot of
Wow.
them. So she's like, can you record it? Starts at this time, ends at this time. I'm going to be there for a whole week. So make sure they're recorded because I want to watch them again. I'm like,
Exactly. She
sure.
doesn't want to miss anything.
She don't want to miss anything. So yeah. So I watch a lot of novelas still, but it comes with the culture.
Exactly.
So this was so much fun.
Thank you,
Is there
Bus.
anything, Julio, Gustavo, Rolando, you guys want to close with or share with each other before we we end the call? No?
I mean, hey, that we
So,
here.
yes,
We
exactly.
want one familia. You know what I mean? We la raza. We the people. We the gente. We
Exactly.
everything. So
And all
we're
you
here for you
Latin
guys.
chefs, you got to step up. All you Latin chefs, you got to come out a little bit more, get
Yeah,
away from that cutting board and be more active in here. That's it. That's what you got to do. Because I was
you're
one
right
of
about
those
that.
chefs that I always stayed behind and I never go to any meetings or anything like that. But if you don't voice yourself and put yourself out there, they're not going to notice you. You understand? So it's good to just get out there and just start meeting everybody. Even if they need help somewhere, go. You understand? They understand your unit's your unit, and sometimes you're shy, you don't want to go out, but it's a great thing to do. Yeah, you meet a lot of people out there.
You do, absolutely. And one thing, that I have, as a not only personal goal and professional goal is to, make sure they see us, like Julio and me, like we're traveling around as well. And whenever you
Mhm,
have the opportunity as well, Chef Rolando, like
mhm.
what we see, like if we see a good talent, we can always share each other. I have, being in Florida, obviously, we have tremendous opportunity to groom people, to groom good chefs, good
Yep.
candidates around. and
Mhm.
and I have, I have a chef that I work with in New York, and I'm trying to bring. He wants to come to Florida, so he's got an interview for Telemundo, which they're looking for a chef soon. So to try to push them as much. It doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't
Uh-huh.
really matter as long as we have a good talent and push our Latino community. We're all like Chef Julio. We're all one family. That's it.
I
And we're
remember Telemundo. I was in Cleary and they asked me Telemundo, but I wasn't ready to move to Florida. I was like, no, I'm gonna be stay here in New York. I like the New York money. Florida money's a little bit different. I like, no, that's okay. If I can leave with this package to go over there, then we're okay.
I try.
Well, I think you are all amazing. I can't wait to see all of your recipes at the accounts all over in schools and in BNI. This is going to be an exciting thing to see, right? And to experience the culture and
Mhm.
authentic food. So I want to thank you all for this, and I look to have more of these conversation with all of you, so that we can continue to empower our Latino associates and help them grow, right? And
Yes.
like Gustavo said, let's get, and you, Rolando, Julio, let's get them out of the kitchen a little bit. Let's get them to see
Hmm.
what else is out there, because we are hard workers, and that is instilled in us from our culture. Um, so this has been like a really, my heart is smiling because this was so
Hmm.
much fun.